Hello, my little creatives, and welcome back to another episode of Drawfully Fun Draw with me. Today we're going over to the land of Africa to check in on some really playful lion cubs. So let's waste no time. Let's get started because it's a pretty big drawing today. We got not one, but two little lions. So we're going to start with the first little lion. It is the boy lion. He's going to be right here, and his little sister or his little friend is going to be right on top, kind of climbing on top of him, giving a big old lion hug. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the nose. We're going to start with the nose right down here on the right corner. It's going to look like a little V with rounded curves. Nice little V with rounded curves. And then we're going to go ahead and do some hooks. We're going to do one hook to the left all the way around, but then we're going to go and create a big curve coming upwards and close it out to the back here, just above the nose. Just above. We don't want to go right to the corner. We just want to go above because we're going to do a little line that comes in and creates an eye in just a second here. So our eyes are going to be over here looking towards the left, kind of trying to see what his little sister's doing to him here. So we're going to bring our snout all the way up and instantly turn it into an eye. The further away an object is when it's in a tilt like this, the smaller they're going to be. So we're going to have a small eye just out back here. And then we're going to go ahead and close this little section out on the bottom. And then we're going to do this second eye right here and do it like we normally do with my rainbow curve. So we're going to create a little rainbow curve to start that little cheek line. And then to do an oval all the way around. There we go. So now we have our eyes set up. We can go ahead and do our pupils. Remember we said we're going to be looking out towards the left or kind of above him to see what his little sister is up to over here. So we're going to do our pupils looking to the left. So one line here and one nice and close over here, since again it's really small. Let's do the same exact thing, a little curve right behind it to set up for our ladders. All the way up. For those of you that have never seen my videos before, the ladders are where we put the color in our eyes. So we're going to climb all the way up to the tippity top. Same thing here, all the way up to the tippity top. Perfect. And then we've got to have sparkles. You can't have eyes without sparkles in them. So let's go ahead and do a big sparkle on top and an itty bitty one on bottom. Now, whatever you can fit into this tiny little pupil, go ahead. I'm not going to blame you if you can't do two. But let's go ahead and do a nice big one on top. And then an itty bitty one on the bottom. Whatever you can fit. And then let's shade in those pupils just so that we can get a better idea of what our eyes are going to look like. I like to shade in my pupils. I think it gives it a cute factor. It gives my character some more personality. So there you go. Super cute. Love it. Let's do a little bit of texture lines right here, kind of like a little eye curve or eye wrinkle right underneath. All right, now let's go ahead and do the mouth right on the bottom. We're going to have a nice little open mouth. He's smiling. He's a little happy. He's playful. And of course, a little tongue right there. Boop. So cute. Look at that. But that's not it. We got to do a little bit more down here. So we're going to bring this around to create what looks like a little lip. And then back up. Boop, like that. We can also bring this a tiny bit higher and just create a smiley face curve at the end. Give it some more details. Super cute. All right. Now the next step is to create a mohawk right here on top. Most of my characters have mohawks. Today is no different. We're going to have a mohawk. So he's going to have 4 triangles right here on top. So just above the left eye, about a little angle up to the right. I'm going to start with what looks like a shark fin. One right here. And we're going to do 3 more coming downwards. So 1 to the right. Another one more to the right. Start curving downwards a little bit. And our final one, curve it a little bit more and down. There we go. Now he has a mohawk. I love it. It's super cute. So from the mohawk, we're going to close out this top part of the head. This is going to be his little forehead. So just bring a line from the mohawk down to the eye. There you go. And we still have to close this section out. So what we're going to do here is create an ear. This is going to be the next part for the head. Create a little triangle with a round edge right up on top and down. That's it. Let's do the inner ear. A nice curve, same exact line, but close it out this time right on the bottom. There we go. Now the one on the right is going to be a little different because it's kind of curving, or it's kind of tilting over to the right. So we kind of see the back side plus the inner ear. So I want to curve this around and make it look like it's a little more 3D. So we're going to bring this around, same kind of shape, a little triangle with a round edge, like that. But this time we're going to do some curves in here to really change the direction. So right here on the top, do a slight curve coming inwards like this. And then we're going to do the inner ear. So the inner ear is going to come around like that. There we go. So now it looks like the ear is facing off this way, and this ear is facing directly to us. And if you want to add a little bit of fuzzy hair in here, depending on how thick your marker, if you're using a marker, you can add a little chunk of hair in both ears. I'm going to add a little bit right here, about 3 or 4 little triangles. There we go. Oh, he's coming along. I love it. Let's do the cheek and the jawline. We're going to add 2 triangles and then curve it inwards for a jaw. So where we left off on the ear, we're just going to come out and do 2 little triangles. 1, curve this one downwards, and then we're going to create a jaw. So curve this in all the way down to the mouth. And there you go. You have the head of a lion. Look how cute he looks. Oh, don't forget the eyebrows. I always forget. One of these days I'll remember. I know I will. All right, so now we have to go ahead and start creating some more lines so that we can have the little sister up here giving him a big old hug. So instead of doing a line that goes all the way around for his backside, I'm only going to do a little bit. I'm going to do 2 triangles coming out from the back of his head. And this is just going to be a little bit of fur that's coming around. 1, 2, and a slight line to the left. And that's it, because we're going to have an arm that's popping out here in just a second. And that's going to be the little sister's arm hugging him from this side. And she's also going to have one coming out from underneath him. So what I want to do now is create the chest line right underneath him. So from the jaw, bring a little curve out to the left, but stop about right here, more or less where these triangles stop. That's going to be my reference point, because we're going to do a leg over here in just a second. I just wanted to create these 2 reference points so that I know where the little sister is going to be hugging him. Her arm is going to come out from right down here, and her face is going to be right up here. So let's move on up to her. Let's do her face. I'm going to do the same thing we did for him. Start with the nose. We're going to do a little triangle nose right here in the middle. Now, the only difference is she's actually facing us directly. She's not going to be looking off to the side like him. So we're going to have everything directly at us. So right here, we're going to do the hooks exactly like we usually do. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and an open mouth with a tongue in the middle. Like that. Very basic. Right underneath this, we'll do a little lip line or a little chin line, boop, going all the way around. And you can close these out with little smiley face curves if you like. All right, look at that, coming along. Let's do the eyes. So right here, we're going to do a rainbow curve off to the left, but this rainbow curve is going to be kind of hiding right behind this ear, so I don't want to do a full rainbow curve. I just want to go right above the ear, like that. And then we'll use this whole entire ear and rainbow curve as the baseline. So right over here, let's do an oval all the way around. Boop. And another oval right here. Boop. And go to the top of the ear. Now, instead of looking left like he was looking, she's looking over here to him. So I want her pupils to look to the right. So we're going to do a little curve right down there. Same one on the right. They're both looking to this direction over here. Let's do the same exact line right behind that. And ladders all the way up to the tippity top. Same thing on the left, all the way up to the top. There we go. Look at that. We got double ladders today. Not bad, not bad. Let's do our sparkles. Big sparkle on top, little sparkle on bottom. Okay, big sparkle on top again. And little sparkle on bottom. Look at that. Awesome. Very, very cute. Let's color these in real fast. Ta-da! And we got eyes. Now let's go ahead and give her a little bit of eyelashes, because remember, she is the little sister, so we just want to give her a little bit more of a girly look. So she's got these cute little eyelashes. And if you want to, you can also add these little wrinkle curves right next to the eyes, just to give it more of a texture or depth, like if that's the snout, and the curves under the eyes. All right. So like I mentioned before, we do have mohawks on most of my characters, and she is also going to have a mohawk plus a big bow on top of her head. Now I know lions don't have bows, but bear with me, humor me. It's a cartoon. We can do whatever we want, all right? You want to put a crown on her head? Put a crown on her head. You want to put a unicorn horn on her head? Put a horn on her head. You do what you want to do. At the end of the day, it's your cartoon. Don't ever let anyone tell you you cannot do that. All right, let's do 3 little triangles for our mohawk. And these are going to be a lot smaller because remember, we have to have that bow back there. So I'm going to do mine nice and small, not like Big Brother over here. And a little one right here. Yep, like that. Nice, tiny little mohawk. And then we're going to go ahead and do the bow that's right behind the mohawk. So right here, we're going to start our bow with our little circle, little oval, followed by the 2 little triangles or puffy ribbon shapes on the right, whatever you call them. Little puffy ribbons. Next one to the left, round it out and bring it up. Boop, like that. Now, if you want to give your bow more of a bended look, a folded look, go ahead and come here to the corner of your little circle and make a happy face curve going up to the right. Same thing on the left, all the way up. And this gives it the effect that the ribbon is actually a folded ribbon. You can even add little lines right here just to give it a little bit more texture, more depth. And you're good. You got yourself a bow. Awesome. Let's go ahead and start building the shape of her head here. So right here on the right, very basic, we're just going to come down and give her little triangle curves. Number 1, we're going to do 2 triangles. Number 2. And then bring that in to make it look like it's the cheek line. Okay. Now right down here, you can see there's a little gap. We're going to close this gap out to continue along as if that is her cheek going all the way behind his ear. Okay. Let's do the same thing on the left here, but this time we're going to add a little bit more triangles. We're going to do 2 up here and then 1 on the bottom for the cheek. So right next to the bow, bring this around into our first triangle. Then our second one facing down. Bring this line all the way down the cheek line into a triangle. And finally close it down underneath that lip. There you go. Her head is coming along. Look how cute she looks. I love it. Let's do some ears. Her ears are going to be very similar to his in the sense that it's kind of looking in one direction. So right here, we're going to do a little triangle with a rounded curve. And of course, the inner ear. And then right over here, we're going to do very similar, a little smaller though. I'm going to bring this around and down like that. Do a little curve right at the corner here. And then bring down an inner ear. Yep. So it kind of makes it look like it's turning around this way, like if she's listening to something over here. All right. Ooh, eyebrows. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot it. Twice now. Not once, but twice. My Lord. All right. Now we've come to the part where we're going to go ahead and put the arm that's coming here onto the back and then the one that's hanging out on the bottom. So right here from the cheek, we're just going to do a little curve coming down to the right. Let's do an arm line coming down here to where we left off on this line. And then bring this into a curve so it shows a little chest line. Okay, or more like a little inner belly line. We're also going to do a little line right here just to give the illusion that there's a little arm or a little inner belly chest line right there. And to close out the hand, I'm just going to do a rainbow curve right here with 3 little hills on the bottom for the toes. So we have 1, 2, and close this one out, number 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Adorable. Now the other one can be down here facing downwards as if it's giving him a big bear hug. We're going to just do a rainbow curve. Actually, no, first we're going to come down here and do a little line for the arm, and then the rainbow curve. So big rainbow curve all the way around. And same thing we did here. We're going to do 3 little hills, closing that out. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, she's so cute. All right, let's go ahead and work on the body of our little boy. So we're officially done with the little girl. There's nothing else to do with her. Now let's work on the boy. Let's do an arm that's going to be right here. We're going to have triangles coming down to make it look like a fuzzy arm or furry arm. So bring this line all the way down into our first triangle, a second triangle, kind of like a Christmas tree, and then bring it down. Okay, let's do the back side. The back side's also going to have 2 triangles, but it's going to be a little further down. So we're going to start from just about the same spot we started here. Bring it all the way down into our first triangle. Another one right here. And curve it inwards like that. There we go. And then we're going to close this out with a little paw, just like we did, very similar to hers, but his is going to be more flat on the ground because he's standing on the ground, whereas she's kind of hanging over him. So right here, we're going to do a rainbow curve all the way around. Yep. You can close that gap out if you have one. And then I'm going to make a little flat toe coming out this way. So 1, 2, and close this out 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's a more flat foot. Okay, let's do another one right here, very similar to this one, but it's actually coming out from behind his chest line. So we'll do the back arm. I'm not going to do fur on this one. I don't want to overcrowd this section here, so I'm just going to do a little line instead. Right here, I will do some, so this one's coming out kind of from behind her toe. So I'm just going to do a little triangle, 1, 2, and curve it down. And same thing as we did over here, we're going to do another one. So let's go ahead and do our rainbow curve all the way around and bring this around into 1, 2, and 3. 3 little toes. There we go. Now the hardest part of the entire drawing is pretty much done. If you got through all of this without any problem, then the rest of you is going to be a piece, the rest of it is going to be a piece of cake. So we're going to go ahead and create the rest of the backside right here. So this is going to have a couple of more triangles. We're going to do 2 triangles. 1, 2. And now we're going to curve this instantly all the way around like the letter C. So this is the rear side of our lion. All the way around, or more like our lion cubs. Super cute. Super cute little C curve all the way around. And we're going to meet it here with our back leg. So we're going to come this way. And now the same way we did a letter C here, we're going to reverse it and do it the opposite way. So let's do a backwards letter C right here. And this is going to be the knee that's bending. Okay. And then we have to do a heel and then our little paws. So right here where we left off, we're going to kind of create a little S-shaped curve to give the illusion that it's a bended heel. So right here, create a little curve into our heel. Boop. So it looks like the letter S or a little squiggly upside down question mark. And then we're going to go ahead and create a line on the top here for the top foot and bring this curve inwards and meet it where you left off on that one. Okay. And similar style right here, we're going to do our rainbow curve for our paws. One right here. And 3 little toes. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Look at that. He's coming together. I told you this part was going to be the easier part. Let's close this whole section here. We got a big belly line that has to be added. So let's follow this little path that we created for the chest and continue moving on here to our belly line. So follow that behind the arm and bring it all the way back to your knee. Boop. And you got yourself a belly. Look at that. Now the back leg is not going to show too much. We're just going to have a small little line popping out from the back here, followed by our toes. So very same system that we have for all of our other toes. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. All right, now what's left is the tail. That is the awkwardness right here. It doesn't look very interesting without this tail. So let's add a small tail that's going to curve all the way around. So we'll do the bottom part first. It's going to look kind of like a question mark. So bring this around and all the way down. Boop. Okay, or it kind of looks like a hanger, a clothes hanger. If you look at this whole section, this looks like a clothes hanger. I love finding different shapes inside of my drawings. It's really entertaining. Let's do the top part right here. So we're going to come around, follow the same exact shape that you just created all the way around, and then close it out at the end with a very small curve. Very small tail. Remember, they're just cubs. They're not huge yet. They don't have these long tails yet. So they're just getting into the world. Let's go ahead and add in a little inner belly here. This looks a little empty to me, so I just want to add some more details. So right down here, just create a chest line along with an inner belly line. Boop. All right, and that's it, guys. We are officially done with the outline of our lion cubs. And of course, I have to show you the completed version. All right, everybody, you know the drill. If you liked what we did here today, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. It does help me tremendously. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to get notified of all of my future characters. I have a lot of awesome characters on the way, so stay tuned. And don't forget to take a picture of your masterpiece, submit it on social media using hashtag #DrawFullyFun on your choice of social media, or submit it on my website fan art page, drawfullyfun.com. All right, everybody, until the next time, happy creating.